All right, so today we're gonna check out the top 5 prison breaks in the world. Now the thing is though, I love watching the prison break series, but breaking out of prison in the TV series is completely different than it is in real life. But you gotta think about the genius that goes behind it. I mean, breaking out of prison is not something that's easy. So, I mean, I guess, you know, they got nothing but time really when you're in jail or prison. So the number 5 spot, we got about 14 people that broke out of jail at the same time and just broke out in the streets. Now the thing about this is though, this happened about 3 times already in this jail. I don't know what they're doing wrong over there, but they got to fix that.
6 fugitives are still on the loose after 14 inmates escaped out of the Yakima County Jail. But we did some digging and found out this isn't the first time something like this has happened.
Hey, good evening, Eliana. You know, we've been seeing corrections officers patrolling around this jail all day long, but it's only after that brazen escape by those 14 inmates, something that has happened here not once or twice, but 3 times. It's the viral cell phone video that has people around the country talking about Yakima.
Run, homies, run!
Inmates, some in their prison uniforms, jumping a fence, running into traffic. Jail security say this took place around dinner time. 14 inmates first using tables to barricade a door to keep guards out, then breaking tables and using broken pieces to hammer their way through this bolted door.
We were able to beat the security lock open and were able to access the outside through that door.
And it's not the first time something like this has happened. In 2005, during a Thanksgiving weekend escape, 9 inmates got out through a ceiling. Then in 2017, 2 inmates also escaped. This time, 8 of the fugitives didn't make it that far before they were caught. One of those inmates captured by firefighters. Now authorities are on the hunt for these remaining 6.
Wow, when he yelled, "Run, homies, run," that part had me dying laughing. Now, the number 4 spot is a man who was on the run for 5 days, evading police like it's Grand Theft Auto 5 out here or something. But I guess his appetite got the best of him because he got caught trying to steal some food. Like he was trying to make himself at home or something. But the neighbor's camera like caught him, and I guess they saw his face on the news. There was a manhunt in that town, I guess. I think he was better off looking for food in a dumpster though. But I'm not here trying to give advice, so check out the video and let me know what you would have done in this situation.
All credit tonight to technology and the family who knew what to do with it. One of those Ring doorbell cameras alerted a family here in rural Tennessee that someone is in their backyard, and when they looked at it, they recognized that it was the escaped inmate, Curtis Ray Watts. Captured. The 5-day manhunt finally over.
It is a good day because Curtis Watson is in custody.
Watson's prison break coming to an end all because of one of those Ring doorbell cameras. At 3:28 this morning, Curtis Ray Watson, hungry, mosquito-bitten, and covered in ticks, raided an outdoor refrigerator at the Taylor home. What Watson did not know was inside, Harvey and Ann Taylor had woken up and were watching every move.
Once he closed the left side of the refrigerator door, my wife could see his face and recognized his beard.
They called 911, but by the time police arrived, Watson was gone. About 7 hours later, 2 officers with the Tennessee Department of Corrections found Watson, who had been hiding in this soybean field, but was considered violent because when he made his escape last week, he's accused of sexually assaulting and killing 64-year-old Deborah Johnson, a prison administrator who lived on the prison grounds.
I just thank God that he was captured before her funeral, because it gives us added relief that we can really bury our mother.
From the prison to where Watson was found, he had covered only 10 miles. Well, the district attorney general here says that he will likely seek the death penalty. Watson had been in prison for aggravated kidnapping and was due to be released in just 5 years.
So he could have got out in 5 years and instead made things a lot worse. This what happens when you got no patience. Now, the number 3 spot is a very short clip. It wasn't reported on the news or anything, but I mean, it was on the internet, but it wasn't no footage of them talking about it. But there's a cell phone footage in Sao Paulo of 1,350 inmates. That's right, 1,350 inmates escaping due to the coronavirus. And these inmates decided to social distance themselves from the whole prison.
Hey!
Ó, votar segunda-feira, hein? Segunda-feira votar, hein? Segunda-feira volta, hein?
So hopefully Sao Paulo's police force has enough manpower, because to recapture 1,350 inmates is not going to be easy. Now, in the number 2 spot shows you don't really need to be a genius to escape. I guess you could just be like a smooth criminal like Michael Jackson and just walk out the door. The reporter is like the real MVP to me, because you could tell he thinks this was a dumb mistake by the police department, but he was still trying to be professional. But it's cool. And it took them about like 12 hours to find out that this man escaped.
This video gives you the last look at that inmate before investigators say he disappeared. Tuesday, deputies say Ferdinand Torres Vargas went to Cleveland City Court, then he escaped from the Cuyahoga County Jail. We've learned he may have gone unnoticed for about 12 hours, and the acting sheriff admits even he didn't know about it until after the I-team started reporting on an emergency head count of prisoners.
You actually kind of found out, as usual, before we even did. So,
even before the administration, you mean?
Yeah. So,
nobody from here called you and said, "Hey, Sheriff, we have a crisis"?
I was called later on.
So, how'd he get out? Multiple sources say the initial investigation showed Vargas went to court on a domestic violence case, and he may have gotten out of jail through a side door or fire exit door. Deputies say they're trying to figure out for sure how he escaped and why it wasn't noticed right away. How did that happen?
Well, that I don't have an answer for you right now. Again, that's part of our investigation. We're trying to figure that out as well, to see where there may have been a glitch there.
Investigators confirm they're also investigating this. Did that inmate have clothing waiting for him outside when he escaped? Deputies couldn't immediately rule it out, but you wonder, how far could someone get on the streets wearing an orange jail outfit before someone would take notice?
I really like the dedication, that reporter dropping his jacket and picking it up from the ground just to paint the picture for us. Like, I really appreciate that. Now, the number 1 spot is the only successful escape. Now, I don't know if to this day they got caught, but they had to see every season of Prison Break because things went smooth for them, and one of them got separated from the group, and I guess he decided to live out his Grand Theft Auto 5 dreams by stealing a police car and driving off. From what I understand, none of the CEOs were hurt, so that's a good thing.
Next tonight, we move to a breaking story. The manhunt for 4 inmates on the loose is now expanding to several states. Officials in southeastern Ohio say the 4 men, you see them right here, overpowered 2 female corrections officers with a homemade weapon and had a car waiting for them. Tonight, that vehicle recovered across state lines, but they're still on the run.
Tonight, an all-out manhunt for 4 inmates described as extremely dangerous who forced their way out of jail.
Our detectives have established that the inmates had the assistance in escaping from at least 1 individual on the outside.
Officials say the 4 overpowered 2 female corrections officers just after midnight.
The homemade weapon was what is commonly referred to as a shank.
One gained access to the administration wing of the jail, where he stole the keys to one of the police vehicles and drove away. Police say the inmates had a vehicle waiting for them 1 block south. Now, law enforcement in 3 states are working to apprehend the inmates. This afternoon, police in Pennsylvania locating that getaway vehicle. And out of an abundance of caution, officials shutting down and evacuating this mall. But so far, no sign of the inmates. Tom, this is the 2nd time in just a month that one of those inmates escaped from this jail. Lots of questions tonight about security at that facility.
All right, so what have we really learned today? I think what we learned today is just stay out of jail so you don't need to escape. Because think about it. The worst thing is once you escape is having that burden of always being in fear of getting caught. Always. How can you possibly sleep or move around or just do anything, period? You can't even go to McDonald's to get a meal without having to worry without, the SWAT coming into the McDonald's and taking you in. For that, I'll stay in jail. If I was in that situation, that's That's just what I would do. That's my 2 cents. What would you do if you were in that situation? Just let me know down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, this is Litty Trends, and make sure y'all come back again.